Um, Hi and welcome to the Media Bubble Podcast, the podcast that talks about movies, anime, comics, video games, and whatever we feel like. I'm your host, Karol, and with me today, as always, is my co-host,
Fredrik.
And in today's episode, we're going to talk about
E3.
Exactly.
Because this is not really planned, but E3 was this week on our first couple of episodes.
Yes.
So we thought it would be a good opportunity to talk about it and see what we liked. We're going to talk about the 5 press conference that we took a little bit of a look at.
Yes, and we're gonna go in order of the appearance. So starting off with the Ubisoft Ubi Forward, then Microsoft with Bethesda, and so on and so on.
Yeah, Indie, Nintendo, I think Capcom too. I have written some notes down. So, we
had a lot of information this year. Some of the games announced were quite exciting.
Yeah. Something that I always kind of wonder with E3 is because games takes longer and longer to make. Doesn't that also mean that there's fewer games that are made? So I guess it's kind of hard to every E3 to come up with some good lineup every year.
I agree. I mean, not every year is gonna be a banger. Seeing that, I mean, yeah, not every game is as good as it can be. But before we start, I'd have to say, like, some of the presentations were really fun. I really enjoyed the PC game showcase, since they took like a theme of like, because of social distancing, because of COVID, they couldn't be really at the same spot, so they made like a whole space theme. They were like space runners in a spaceship, all of them at different points in this at the ship, and they were saying like, yeah, if it's a little bit laggy, like, it's because the transmission is going so slow back to Earth. I felt it was cheeky and fun.
Okie dokie. But we're going to start in the order of release, and that is Ubisoft's conference.
Yes, so we started with Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction, which was, I don't know if it was a standalone game or it was an add-on. I think it was a standalone game within the Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six like universe, and it's zombie mode.
Have you ever played a Tom Clancy game?
I haven't.
I'm just going to be honest. Shooters are not really for me. So a lot of times when shooting games comes up, I'm not really paying that much of attention.
I mean, I can see your notes. You wrote, "Don't really care."
Because I don't.
I mean, me neither. I play shooters now and then, but Tom Clancy's was never my thing.
What is the shooter you play most?
The most, the one I played, it was probably Destiny 2, before they introduced seasons.
Okay. So, do we have anything more to say about Tom Clancy?
No. I mean, they actually announced a little bit more. So, besides Extraction, they also announced some updates to Rainbow Six, which is like a cooperative FPS. So, they announced a new operator, that is a healer with a med station, a new map based in Brazil, and after-death activities, which is like deploying, like if you die you can control your drones, cameras, etc, etc. They also promised to rework some operators.
Oh, okay. So if you like that kind of thing, I hope it's good. Then we have Rocksmith Plus.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Oh, okay. Learn to play guitar. So if you're, I guess if you want to learn guitar, that's a good game to maybe get.
Yeah, I've heard that it's a pretty cool game, since I've watched a lot of streamers, and one of them is Varg Skeletor. He's a Swedish streamer, but he's affiliated with Vinesauce. And he made a stream where he played like continuously for 2 hours, Chug Jug with you on the guitar until he learned the lyrics.
Oh.
It was a wonderful experience. But I mean, I saw how the game looks, and it feels good that they are still supporting it, because it was becoming harder and harder to get the little dongle to connect to your guitar to learn how to play. Because you can connect like the dongle to your actual guitar.
How is this going to work? Is the game system supposed to hear in sound or?
No. Like you know how electric guitars work?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you plug the thingy in, and it just feels off the vibrations, I think.
Oh, okay.
So it can accurately see how you play the guitar in real time. I think in the trailer they also showed an acoustic guitar, but I don't know how will that work. Maybe it's the sound, as you said.
Okay, we don't know exactly everything, but we try.
I mean, I'm gonna probably get it. I have a guitar that I don't play, but I want to.
Oh, have you a guitar?
I have two, which are stashed neatly up on my attic.
I have a ukulele that I'm trying to learn. Sometimes I have problem with the time, but at least I try.
Okay, so next up.
Next game, Riders Republic. This was the one with snowboard, cycling, and skydiving.
Let me see. I think that's the case. Yes. Yeah, it was mountain biking, skiing, snowboarding, and wingsuit flying.
And from what I saw of it, it looked kind of fun, actually.
I think it did too. It had a fun vibe. It was just like a bunch of people like enjoying themselves, riding down mountains, doing tricks, being extreme. And I think it's the same like style as in Steep, not much as in Tony Hawk. So it's like a little bit more real feeling when you play. And I played Steep, and it was really cool. So, and from Steep, I know that with time they introduced a lot of new sports. Steep was only about snowboarding and skiing, but with time they added like wingsuit flying and paragliding and pulka, which is just like
going
bobsledding
down the mountain.
Exactly. So with this new game, they introduce bikes. Maybe they'll introduce something else with time.
Yeah.
And I had.
It looks exciting and fun, and there was one point in the trailer where, like, I think all three elements was on the same time. Maybe it was just the bikes and skydiving, but it looked interesting.
I think it was. It was like the bit where they go over like a rocky
rocky
area.
terrain.
Yeah, but I'm having one gripe about it.
What?
Because like they boast 50 on-screen players.
Yeah.
So it's a massive improvement over Steep. But I remember, and they like the trailers show like a lot of people. It's like lobbies filling up instantly, and just like a band of players just going on their way. In Steep, that was also like the same goal, but it didn't feel like it. Because when you played Steep, you rode down the mountain, and then people all around you join like your session.
Is there a goal? Is it like a race, or are you just
It's
doing
not.
tricks?
No. They're like, it's pretty. I mean, like you can get more levels, but it's like you're up to decide your own goal, what you want to achieve. Maybe that's why they advertise it like decide your career.
Okay, but let's move on. Assassin's Creed Valhalla getting new DLC. It's the battle of the French.
Yeah. It was.
It was a battle that happened in French, at least. I can't exactly remember the historical name of it, but Valhalla.
Siege of Paris.
Siege of Paris. So Valhalla is getting new DLC. I have played the game. I liked it. I have not finished it, but it's good to know that when I'm done, I can play more, I guess.
Yeah, and they also even before they also released some other DLC, like in England.
Yeah, they have announced some more DLCs.
Or in Ireland, I think it was.
Yeah, what I'm hoping is more DLC, maybe more exploring Sweden or Denmark, because for right now I think you can only explore Norway.
And as
a Viking game, I feel like you kind of want to have some presence in.
Yeah, and I think it like presents more flavor. Like there's not only Norwegians that were Vikings, there were Swedes, Danes, like Finland as well.
So that's something that I'm hoping for maybe in the future with the new DLC, but it looked good.
They're also adding one-handed swords, and which is interesting that it wasn't there from the beginning.
Yeah, that's what. It's kind of a weird, a big announcement, I guess. You can now play with one-handed swords. Yay!
Discovering fire yet again. And also a discovery tour.
Yeah.
So they kind of did a similar thing with Odyssey. Not Odyssey. Yes, with Odyssey and the Egypt one.
Yeah.
So instead of playing as like a badass Viking, you can be like a monastery monk, which they showed in the trailer, or like a carpenter. And as you walk around and go on these like missions, you get more like historical tidbits about about the setting.
Yeah, that looked interesting. So if you're into history like me, it's going to be fun. Then we have some. I had never heard of this before, but Ubisoft apparently makes TV and movies.
I'm hearing about it for as well. Like,
yeah,
what the heck?
When that trailer came up and was like, why a video game company makes movies apparently? Okay.
I mean, it's like diversifying assets. Maybe they just don't feel like, maybe they don't want to be reliant on only video games. But I mean, it's gonna be weird.
Yeah. I noticed that one of the actors were from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Have you ever seen that show?
It's on my list. I just never feel like watching it.
It's kind of a show where it takes out the worst in every personality, you can say.
Yeah, these are bad people. You're watching.
But we're not supposed to discuss that show now.
It's kind of like Ubisoft bringing out the worst in people.
Okay. Did you laugh or anything about this TV or movie?
No.
No.
I was deeply uninterested.
Yeah. You're kind of watching these because you want to know more about the games and TV and movie.
Yeah,
not really now.
I mean, even E3, Electronic Entertainment Expo, we're expecting video games or new experiences. Movies and TV, I get it. You have your chance. You paid money for it for airtime, but that's not what people are really after.
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, but Karol's phone was ringing. So now we're going to return to what are we on? We are on Just Dance 2022, which has finally happened. There is no Wii game this time.
The Wii game is no more.
The meme is over.
Yeah. I mean, seeing it's kind of sad. The reason for them releasing so many Just Dances on Wii's was that a lot of nursery homes have Wii, and that's how the residents in a lot of countries use their free time. They use Just Dance. But I think with the popularity of maybe they have alternatives. You can dance with your phone. You can use a Switch. You can use just anything else besides the Wii, which is quite outdated with today's standards.
It was funny because they had the Wii version longer than the Wii U version. But anyway, you played Just Dance for a while.
Yes.
Um,
Don't drag me out like that.
Yeah, but are you a little bit interested when you see this, or?
A little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I used to play Just Dance on my PlayStation 4. And I mean, if I wanted to spend some cash, I'd probably get back to it. It's I right now I don't have space where I live to play it, but yeah, if I had space, I'd totally play Just Dance.
Okay. Well, let's move on. Far Cry 6. Have you something on this? Because I can barely remember. Oh, I can remember a little bit, but not much about this one.
I had some information. So, Far Cry 6 has been announced quite a while before.
Yeah.
This time, the theme is a revolution. You're playing as a protege of a dictator. I think it's Cuba. and the focus is on makeshift weapons. They also announced a season pass where you play as the villains of previous games, as Vas, Mi Ping. I don't remember his name. Shuffling papers. I am prepared. Yes. So you play as the villains, Vas, Jacob, and Ping, which are protagonists of the third, fourth, and fifth Far Cry. And it's about nightmares. Basically, you as a villain, you're like in a nightmare, like a limbo place, and you try to escape. And I think it's interesting because like Vas, he has nightmares of the protagonist from the third game, which I thought was so funny.
Okay.
Blood Dragon 3 has been announced. And that's it.
Okay. Let's move on, because I feel like we have been on Ubisoft a bit long now.
I mean, we still have to talk about Rabbids and the Spark of Hope.
Of course we are going to talk about the sequel to Mario plus Rabbids, which I did not expect that that game would get a sequel, if I'm going to be honest, but now it's here. It looks interesting. I haven't played the first one, to be honest, but...
Me neither, but I'm not surprised that we got a sequel. Maybe I'm surprised that we got sequels so fast, seeing that Nintendo doesn't really pump out sequels that often.
I usually feel with Nintendo it's one game per console. Like, if we want another Kirby game or something, we maybe get to wait to the next system.
Yeah. Like, we don't expect another mainline Pokemon game on the Switch for a long time.
Actually, I expect another mainline, but maybe in the end cycle of the Switch. But anyway, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, it's kind of Galaxy inspired this time.
Yes, so we've been introduced to Lunas, or this versions they're called Sparks.
Yeah.
They are the rabified Lunas of this world.
Yeah.
We've also met...
that face doesn't match that body.
No, it's horrifying, but it's horrifyingly cute. Like, they struck the balance well. And we also met Rabid...
Rosalina.
Exactly. And she's just as tired as I feel inside.
Emo girl.
Yeah. I love her with all my heart.
And there was kind of a new villain. I'm not really sure who the first villain of the first game was. Was it Bowser?
I think it was just the goal was to...
Is Bowser in this game?
I have no idea.
They
say
he gotta be.
They say there are 9 playable characters, but besides we have like Mario, Peach, Luigi, and
Peach, Rabbit, Rosalina, Rabbit.
That'll be 6 with their like.
I also saw Luigi Rabbit.
Exactly. So plus we have like Rosalina, and we also have the new one, the green-haired.
Yeah, that I don't think that is based on anything.
I think so too. I think that's original character.
Yeah.
And there is no information about her on the website yet, so we don't know what she's about.
Yeah.
And the plot of the game is...
She, I thought it was a he.
I have no idea. I'm just guessing.
Okay.
Like, they. So the plot of Mario of Rabbids Sparks of Hope is that new villain is harnessing the power of Lunas or Sparks for some goal, and Mario and the gang are on an interplanetary adventure to stop his influence from destroying the planets. And they make they switch up some of the gameplay. So from the website, each character has an assigned spark, which has like different personality and different ability. But I think they will be interchangeable. It also looks like all the characters have one type of pistol, with Mario sporting 2 handguns, which just Super Gangsta Mario came to life.
Oh, is that the next Mario game? Super Gangster Mario.
Yeah, it's just like this amazing picture with Mario and like 2 guns from Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah. More Mario plus Rabbids. If you thought that was fun the first time, it looks even better this time.
Yeah, like I'd give it a shot.
Yeah,
Wing.
me too, maybe. Depends on. There's a lot of games.
There are a lot of games. I have so many games I have yet to finish.
And another game that, to be quite honest, I forgot that this was announced until I wrote down these notes again.
Oh, yeah.
Avatar. Yeah, are you looking forward to this?
Avatar. It's here, or
Yeah,
it
kind
will
of.
be here.
It's the movie that made $2 billion 2009, and ever since then I feel like people have forgot about this.
I mean, it made so much money, but what is the name of the main person? What of the main character?
I don't remember. No one even liked Avatar for the story. It was the visuals when it came out.
Yeah, which, I mean, is a fine concept, but how will that carry a video game? Like, there also have to be, like, some kind of story to push us through.
I think it can succeed if the game is really good, but I don't think Avatar as a selling product will help it as much as maybe they think.
Maybe so. When is it scheduled for release? Do you know?
No, not really.
I don't think they actually gave a date.
But I do know that they're supposed to come out as Avatar 2 and 3, so maybe this has something to do with
Of the upcoming movies.
Yeah.
That might be it. Maybe they want to capitalize on the movies.
Do you know that those movies has been delayed so many times? They were supposed to come out 14 and 15.
Yeah.
And then they were delayed again, then again and again.
Like, James Cameron, get your stuff together and give us the Avatar.
Yeah. But Avatar doesn't really look interesting.
I mean, it's beautiful, but we haven't seen any gameplay.
I think we saw a little bit, but
I don't think
didn't excite me.
I don't think at all. I think it was just like all pre-rendered cutscenes. But there is talk about VR support for this game. And, I mean, their previous Avatar game was okay-ish. It was an interesting story. Like, you could be a Na'vi and join up with the humans, so that it was just like a big blue person wielding like a massive gun.
It seems to be about the Na'vi versus the humans.
Yeah, they want to get unobtainium.
Yeah. Look at that! I remember something from that movie.
A miracle.
And now we're done with Ubisoft, and we're going to Microsoft and Bethesda. Which did you see this one?
I have to say, me lacking internet access for this whole week, I'm so happy that E3 happened when we were renovating at my house, so that I can't see any of it.
Okay. But anyway, something that I noticed about Microsoft and Bethesda was Xbox Game Pass. Every trailer they showed, they had this Xbox Game Pass, which, if I can understand it correctly, because I haven't really looked into it that much, I don't own an Xbox, to be honest.
Me neither.
But from what I can understand, it's a subscription service like Netflix for games.
Yep. So you can, I think you download the games and then you can play them for the duration of your...
For pretty much day one.
Yeah.
So you get a good game catalog. If you have an Xbox, you would probably get that subscription service, because that seems to be a good buy.
Yeah, and I think some of the games are also won't be released physically for the newer generations, like the older titles. I think Rare Collection maybe is on the Game Pass, but I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Don't take my word for it.
I'm not sure either. But from things that we saw, I missed maybe 2 or 3 games in the beginning, but I came into the show, I didn't really care to look back, because like I said, shooters. But when I came in, I saw Back 4 Blood. Let's see, multiplayer shooting zombies.
Yeah, it's Left 4 Dead, but like a new iteration. I really want to play this.
Yeah, it looked kind of fun, I gotta say. You get to shoot a lot of zombies at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, right now we have a kind of similar game out now. It's World War Z on the, I want to say Fortnite store. Epic Game Store.
Okay.
And it's I mean, that game is good, but maybe Back 4 Blood will be better.
Yeah, maybe. We get to see, I guess.
Like, I mean, if you're up for it, we can play it. if it's on PlayStation.
Yeah, let's see. I'm not sure. Is this on? There's some details we are not sure about.
You're listening a podcast about E3. Wanting information. Sorry, we don't have it.
Yeah. It's more about our thoughts on the project, I feel like. But if we're going to move on, we got a new trailer for Sea of Thieves, the Rare game. And this has Captain Jack in it. They did a whole thing with Pirates of the Caribbean, took in that franchise into Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, so the update is coming out this year, and it includes, as you said, Captain Jack Sparrow from the multi-billion-dollar franchise known as Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
It's also free of charge, so if you own Sea of Thieves, you should be able to access the content. There's like a self-contained story, and also, I think there was one other thing too.
I don't remember what it was though.
Captain Jack, self-contained story, and like lots of cosmetics.
Yeah.
And it's coming real close too. Like as I said, this year.
Maybe I like pirates, but for some reason I'm not that interested in Sea of Thieves, so we get to see.
I don't want to play it alone. And also I have a really bad computer, so I can't really access it, so I can play it.
Okay. Next we have Psychonauts 2. I actually thought that this was released already, but apparently not. It's coming out this year from what I can understand.
It's probably been delayed. I'm not interested. I never played the first one.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm really into 3D platformers. I have no interest in this series. Well, when I heard that there was coming a sequel out, I didn't even know that there was this kind of Kickstarter campaign for it. But it is a 3D platformer, so maybe I will check it out sometime. But do you have something you want to say?
I mean, maybe if they... because this game has been announced before, maybe if they spend a little bit more time advertising it and making like building up the hype. I'm just thinking like Crash 4, that was advertised like the hell out of it, and still like I've been hyped about this game, but Psychonauts like zero, nada.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know why I'm not excited about this, but I'm just not, for some reason. Okay, if we move on a little bit quickly, Elder Scrolls Online looks good, I have written.
I have Elder Scrolls. I know that some people like it.
It looks good, but we're probably not going to play it.
I mean, from my experience of Elder Scrolls, the writing is really funny. It's entertaining, and I know that there are some streamers like Dodger. She streams Elder Scrolls a lot. I think she did. Now she streams primarily Final Fantasy 14, which is a free trial up to level 60, yada yada yada.
Yeah, Karol is trying to get me into Final Fantasy 14.
I'm trying to get everyone into that game.
Yeah. But if we move on a little bit quickly, we have Party Animals. Do you remember this one?
It was
the costume was one with the kind of fighting animals.
The Gang Beasts inspired.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I like the trailer.
It was interesting.
I'm probably not going to get it, but I like the trailer.
It gets like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Some will. Looks like Inside I have written. Oh, well, now I remember this one. It's kind of...
I don't remember this game.
No, it's kind of a puzzle kind of game where you're walking in a straight line. And do you know what the game Inside is?
No.
Wait a second, I can...
you might have to show me a trailer to refresh my memory.
Wait a second, I can show maybe this.
All I'm thinking is just like a song by the Mountain Goats. Oh, Inside. Okay.
So it kind of looks like this a little bit. But I gotta be honest, I didn't remember it either. It was when I went back to get these notes that I saw it again. So, not really rememberable, I guess. Okay, next, Halo. Of course I have written because Microsoft, they always gotta have a Halo game because that's the biggest IP. Do you have anything to say? Have you ever played a Halo game?
I'd like to keep silent on that.
Okay, so there was a new Halo game. It looked good, to be honest. The graphics really
What I remember,
impressive.
They had like not Cortana, they had like Fictana. That's the only thing I remember.
Okay.
And also they gave away 3 like multiplayer for Halo, I think.
Yeah, there was some kind of multiplayer too.
Yeah, Halo Infinite.
Yeah. Okay, next remaster of Diablo 2.
I don't like those type of games. I think I tried my hand at Torchlight or like Torchlight 2. I found the experience miserable.
Yeah. It was. I remember that I played Diablo, but it was very, very long ago. I don't remember. I barely remember anything. But something that was kind of interesting was that this remaster had 2 kind of modes. One that looks like the old computer game, and one with more
Modern graphics.
Yeah. So that looked kind of good.
Yeah, I think I've seen some videos on it as well. Like they had the same animations. It's just that the models are higher quality.
Okay, what do we have next? We have A Plague's Requiem.
A Plague Tale.
A Plague Tale, excuse me. Didn't play the original, but it looked interesting. The last shot of that game, it was a moment where I was really like, oh my god, these graphics.
Maybe you have to play Plague Tale.
Have you ever heard of this game before? Because I gotta be honest, even though it is a sequel, I don't remember the first one at all.
I'm gonna be a little bit more like I'm a little bit more in the know since like I've seen a streamer play it. But
what is it for kind of a game actually?
So the first one at least was about this adolescent girl, and she has a brother.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, like the world is plagued by a plague. Basically, rats. They eat everything and everyone.
Yeah, that was kind of in this trailer too.
But they are afraid of light.
Okay.
So in the first one, she is her family is like being raided by by the church, I think. And she runs away with her brother to safety. Mm-hmm. And the whole tale is basically her running away or fighting her way through soldiers and like clergymen and like the awful people so that she can be safe together with her brother.
Yeah.
But but the twist is her brother is innately connected to the rats.
Yeah, I kind of understood something like that with the trailer, because there was a point where you hear the voices and she said, I'm not going to do that because it's my brother or something like that. So
I mean, she loves him too much to do anything to him.
It looked interesting, and the graphics on this new console really looked good, I gotta say.
By the way, new consoles, like, when the hell are we gonna get them? Like, I know they're out, but the shortages have been tough.
Is it hard to get an Xbox One? I have heard much about the PS5, but I haven't heard as much about the Xbox.
Same, honestly, but it would be funny.
Okay, next we have a realistic snowboard game.
You skipped Slime Rancher.
Yeah, excuse me, Slime Rancher. It's this cute kind of you collect these blobs and
they're cute and some cute. Of them
you have
fly.
A cute gun.
Yeah. So the plot of the first game is that you are a rancher. You bought a plot of land on a mysterious planet, and you ranch these slimes and sell their plums for profit. It's like it's their produce. And you unlocked more stuff as it like more new areas, more types of slimes. You get the moolah, and yeah, it's a cute waste of time.
Okay.
In a positive way.
I've already got a snowboard game that looked good. For saying replace 16-bit kind of game. Looked interesting, I guess. Probably not my kind of thing, but
Grounded is already out.
Yeah, but this was kind of new DLC kind of thing.
Oh?
I saw some kind of new spider thing. Grounded, I called it Ant-Man the game.
It's a game like I could see myself play with friends.
Yeah. It looked a bit fun. It's kind of you are these small people in this large garden, and you fight things like, I guess, ants and things like that.
Yeah, and spiders and little bugs.
Yeah, kind of survive in this little tiny bodies. Let's see, what do we have more?
Jeez, they announced so much. I already want to move on to the Square Enix presentation.
Yeah, but we gotta finish here. We can kind of go quickly.
Eiyuden Chronicle, 100 Heroes. Don't remember.
Yeah, I've written it looks really interesting, so that was something, but I can't remember it right now, to be quite honest.
Outer Worlds, World. Really cool that it's getting a sequel, even though they haven't given us a date.
Yeah.
Like it's in the works.
It was kind of a self-aware trailer too, so kind of fun.
Yeah.
Age of Empire 4. I might actually get this one because I played Age of Empire 2. I'm kind of interested to get back into it, so maybe I will get this one. It's on PC, I think, so maybe see on that one. I like the series somewhat. For saying a flight simulator, looked kind of cool with that you could go on these different landscapes. Not really my kind of thing to just it isn't that kind of a bit boring after a while you just fly around.
I mean, there was this big boom when it was like released. There was a similar game, or what was the same game, the Flight Simulator, and every streamer on the planet played that. But like, it's just flying around.
Yeah, the big event for really this whole Microsoft conference, and the game that I saw the chat always asking about was Forza Horizon 5. That was always the one that popped up in the chat, I noticed, and my god, graphics. It looked incredible, I gotta say. It looked really realistic graphics, had a lot of different cars, a lot of different modes too.
I wonder if they're gonna add like the Tesla's truck.
Yeah, it looked incredible, I gotta say, and it's inspired in Mexico. So because I don't have an Xbox, I probably won't get this one, but
I mean,
I gotta say, if you have an Xbox, that one looked really good.
But shouldn't you be able to get it on the computer as well?
Maybe you can, actually.
It is Microsoft.
Yeah, it
should be like on the Game Pass.
Yeah, maybe I will get this one then, because it actually looked pretty good. Are you interested?
I'm not a car guy. I have my interests, and cars are not one of them.
Not really for me. If we talk about real life, then I'm not really that interested about cars, but maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I'm ready to give it a shot.
I gotta say, I'm not really into car games as well, more than Mario Kart, but that game graphically, if we just talk graphically, it looked incredible.
And then we have Redfall, which I'm interested in.
Yeah, it was kind of this four multiplayer vampire.
It's Left 4 Dead with vampires.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, I mean, that's the feeling I got from it.
Yeah.
So naturally, I'm drawn to that. Like, hell yeah.
It looked interesting. I thought the trailer was a bit too long, to be honest, but to introduce this new IP, I guess you gotta do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe. I didn't see much gameplay. I thought it was mostly cutscenes.
I mean, they didn't. Yeah, I don't think there was actually any gameplay. It was just cutscene.
I don't have a lot of opinion on it but the cutscene, yeah, they looked good, I guess.
Yeah, I like the concept. I mean, they showed a lot of like the trailer, but at least they didn't do what Disney did with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So, that was everything for part 1 of our E3 coverage. If you are interested to check out more, we're going to have a part 2 coming up really fast. Or
real soon.
Real soon.
If it's not already out.
Yeah. It probably is already out, to be quite honest. You can check it out now.
Do it.
There we're going to go through Square Enix, Indie Showcase, Capcom, and Nintendo, hopefully.
Which is a lot. So thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit that bell, share, like, subscribe, and I don't know, just keep us in your hearts.
That was a weird conclusion, but see you next time.
See ya.